You're in front of the Israeli School, Universal Practical Knowledge, the Philadelphia Division, here at 3226 Cheltenham Avenue in Philadelphia. We're standing in front of the school right now, getting a description of the 12 tribe sign that's been painted by one of the brothers that was in the school: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel.
Shalom. Shalom. You've been waiting for this day, so this day has finally come. A lot of you have been wondering where this knowledge that you've been hearing is coming from, and the powerful truth that you've been hearing, how this was established. Well, we finally were able to arrange for the priests to come down from New York and spend some time with us. And I'd like to introduce them if I can. These are some great brothers. We're very glad to have them with us. We want to make them feel as warm as possible, because this is their work and the extension of their work and what they've laid down some time ago. I'd like to introduce, first of all, priest and Sixth Shield General, 4th in command in the nation of Israel, Lahab. I'd like to salute this brother. Macho! Barak! Yeshabim, which means sit. And I'm going to turn it over now to Priest General Lahab.
Come on, brother. I'd like to say this, starting off, we're very impressed at your school here, and we're very impressed to see that the brothers and sisters in Philadelphia think enough of the Most High and the Bible and the truth and your nationality to be a part of this, because most of the brothers and sisters are running from the truth.
There we go. Yahweh Shem Yahshua to the brothers. Yahweh Shemra Thaba Hashem Yahweh Shai to the sisters. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. I am Officer Abawan out of the great city of Detroit, and I will be with Officer Shayawan out of Ontario. This brother is over Ontario, Toronto. That's what he over right now, right? And we are here to teach you the truth of the Bible. We're not about to give you no spigots, no lies, and no ghosts. What I would like to do is, first of all, I'm gonna ask you, anybody that's in the chat, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done that. Please like and share and subscribe to the classes. Today's class is we'll get that together. I see that. I see the title is we spelled it how we talk. Real lies. Real lies. Recognize real lies. We realize the real lies.
Okay.
Right? And with us recognize and realize, we see what's going on with our people in this the judicial system. Is that how you say that? Yeah, judicial system. You understand is that when you look at the judicial system, if you look at the what's that Liberty chick that's holding the scales, she holding up the scales.
Lady Liberty.
She holding up the scales, and she's supposed to be blind to the individuals that are being judged, right? So all she's supposed to do is recognize and hear and realize what the truth is. But we understand that that chick peeping through that blindfold. Let me get a little bit more gangster. Let me get a little bit more gangster. Yeah, we know. We realize that she don't understand what the truth is. If she understood what the truth is, you wouldn't have individuals like what's the young brother that got shot by the Moabite?
Gaines. What's
Cyrus?
Cyrus? Yeah, Cyrus Gaines, I believe it was.
Got shot by the Moabite. Because there's another story about a brother in Ypsilanti, little young 6-7-year-old little brother. He got shot by a Moabite. And he said the little Moabite was too fast, so the Moabite couldn't catch him. Remember that? He said it was too fast. Moabite couldn't catch him.
Yeah.
Right? That's why the Moabite pulled out his sidearm and shot the young brother. Right? Because the young brother put his bike down on his line or in front of his house. Understand, Israel, blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics, 12 tribes. We're only talking to you. We're only talking to you. Understand, this place ain't for you. It's not for you. You got something, sir? Because I keep going.
Just a quick shout out to the chat. UPK Adam, Thamakya, Kwamya Sha'ala, Aisha Banath, and Sister Maria. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know what I mean? Let's get into the topic, Chris.
Let's get into it. Hey, sir, I ain't gonna say nothing, but you spelled that realize gangsters. You spelled the gangster. I like that. You realize.
Shoot.
Right? Understand is that when we let you guys know, when we let you individuals know, we realize. Think about what's going on in America today, right? Nolan Wells. What happened to Nolan Wells? Nolan Wells was left alone, right? We left him alone on the island. He went out. How can I say this? He went out with a couple of pale faces. And when I'm going out with these pale faces, he didn't come back. Right? He had a black mother and father. He didn't come back to his mother and father. Yeah, what was he, 17, 18 years old?
God.
Young man, strong man, played sports and all that kind of stuff. Right. So he went out with these pale-faced people. He was the only melanated individual amongst pale-faced. Think about that. The only melanated individual amongst pale faces.
God.
So what happened to him? They still look at it. What happened to him? Pale faces are still investigating it. Right? We had a young sister go from up north, and she moved down to Miami. Right? And they found the young sister hanging from a tree. They found her hanging from a tree. Now, ask yourself this, Israel. Ask yourself this. When is the last time a brother, you know, a brother or a sister to find themselves hanging from a tree, right? And what we say is realize, recognize real life, right? Understand this has been happening to us since the beginning of time. This has been happening to us. When you go back to Genesis, we'll go to Genesis 39 and see where we were falsely accused at. Because we've always been falsely accused. Am I lying, sir?
God. All the
We've always
time.
been falsely accused. And when it's always been falsely accused, we'll go back to Genesis 39 and see that Joseph was falsely accused in Genesis 39. I'll start reading that, sir, and you can jump in whenever you're ready, if I may.
God. Yep.
This is Joseph, right? This is Genesis chapter 39. And Joseph went down to Egypt. And I'm gonna butcher the name, sir, but that was the Pharaoh. And Potiphar.
Let me get with you. What verse you at? Genesis what?
Genesis chapter 39, sir.
Genesis 39. Come on, go ahead.
Officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, and Egyptian brought him into the hands of the Ishmaelites. Think about it. These is Egyptians and Ishmaelites.
God.
So what you got to understand, the Ishmaelites are the Arabs. The Egyptians are the Africans. So black folk, what you got to understand is neither the Egyptian or the Arab. You go to a store, you go to the Arab store, you go to his gas station. You know the Arabs own the. If you're from Detroit, the Arabs own the gas stations and all the stores. And Africans own. You think you're going to a black-owned gas station, but it's really African-owned, right? Captain of the guard, an Egyptian, brought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of the master of the Egyptians. So understand that Joseph in the house of the master of the Egyptians. So he under Pharaoh's control. He under Pharaoh's command. Verse 3. And his master saw that the Lord was with him. So understand that these Egyptians and these Ishmaelites see that the Lord is with you. How can I say this? Are with you the children of God, or the children of Israel. And that the Lord made all that he did prosperous in his hands. And Joseph found grace in the sight and served him. And he made him forever over the house, over his house. So Joseph is placed over the house of the Egyptian Pharaoh. And with Joseph being placed over the house, understand. So Joseph is been. This is after Joseph had been sold. This is the same Joseph with many coats. He had been sold. Right? Think about it. His brother sold him. Right? And all that he had was put into the hand. Verse 5. And it came to pass from time he had made overseer of his house. So Joseph made overseer. He the overseer of the house. Right? And over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and all that he had in the field. So understand is that Joseph, because Joseph was over everything, the Lord blessed the house that Joseph was over. So Joseph was in control of the Egyptian house, the Pharaoh's house. So he's over control of that. So the Lord He blessed Joseph. With blessing Joseph, what happened? Those things that Joseph had control of were also blessed. So everything up under Joseph was taken care of. Verse 6. And he left all that he had in Joseph's hands. That was Pharaoh. And he knew not all he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person. Let's say Joseph was a goodly person. Understand, Joseph was a goodly person. So you have to see that Joseph was a goodly person. With Joseph being a goodly person, what does a goodly person mean? The Bible says that Joseph was a goodly person. You see what I'm saying, sir? Joseph is a goodly person. So you understand that Joseph is not doing mischief. Joseph is not performing those things that disrespected his master, disrespected Pharaoh. Let me show y'all something. I'm not human. I'm one West. Real quick, I just wanted to do that. But I do that because a lady asked me, she say, what does that mean? Let me break it down to you. Let's get back to the scripture. Verse 7. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, lie with me. Ooh, wait. Now we get into the goodness. His master's wife. So you understand, Joseph got control of everything, but he had a master. He was subordinate to the king of Egypt. He was subordinate to the king of Egypt. And Joseph being a goodly person and an honest man, let's see what Joseph did, right? You know, think about this. You are, let's say this, you in America, and you are second, and I'm gonna just throw an analogy up so you can understand the position that Joseph had. You are a good person. And you are second in command to Donald Trump, right? You are the vice president. Yep. I don't even know who the vice president is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trump is good. I don't even know who JD Vance or something like that, right? Yeah, you JD. And Melania Trump come to you like, you looking good. Ooh-wee. That's Melania Trump coming to you. And as JD Vance, you be like, nah, chick. I mess around. I'm hanging out with your boy, and I can't do that, right? This was Joseph about to do, right?
Right.
Read this, verse 8. But he refused. Who refused? Joseph. Why did Joseph refuse? We say he refused, right? And said unto his master's wife. So he said to Melania Trump, nasty. Oh, I can't say that. If I say what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get banned. I can't say that. I can't say that. But I'll talk to you offline, sir, about what he said. It's some does in this house. That's what he said. He understood the does in this house. I'll leave it at that. Right? Behold, my master walk not what is with me in the house, and he has committed all that. Look, think about it. He has committed all that he has to my hand. Right? Think about it. His master's house. He got control of everything.
Right.
He got control of every. I got. Hey, you know, this is what he said. He's like, hey, back up a little, baby. I run it. You know, my master. You know, my boss. He got everything. My boss got everything, and then I control everything that go on in his house. Right. If I wanted some good goods, we'll say that because she's trying to give him some good goods. If I wanted some good goods, guess what'll happen? I can go out and get all the good goods I want.
Yep.
I'm gonna get all the good goods that I want. I'm not about to get my master's goods when I can go out here in these streets and get all the goods I want. Verse 9. There is none greater in this house than I. Ooh, wait, you understand what he's saying? Joseph said, look here, besides the master, ain't none greater in this house but me. Right? Now understand, Sheila probably looking at him 9 times out of 10. She look at him like, you really got more control than I do. You got more power than I do. Would you say that, sir?
God. Absolutely.
Right? Neither has he kept back anything from me but thee. He said, he has not kept back anything from me. It's like I got control of everything. I run everything. All is mine. The only thing that he's kept back from me, only thing he told me not to touch in his kingdom is you
Right.
ragged head woman. I gotta calm down. I want to say some choice words, but I can't say them right now. Because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness? How can I do this? Sir, you got to speak on that. How can I do this great wickedness? You understand. Think about it. Joseph said, the Pharaoh's wife, the king of Egypt's wife is saying, lie with me, Joseph.
Right.
Joseph is saying everything that our master has is mine. I'm in control of. I run this. Right? And with me running this, what you have to understand is laying with you is a great wickedness. So you brothers out here that's sleeping with another brother's wife, this is great wickedness. According to the Bible, it is great wickedness, right? And if you continue, right, to read that, it says, how then can I do this great wickedness? And so it's a conjunction to that. Sin against God.
God.
Ooh, wait. So how can you not only defile your brother's wife, but sin against the Most High God? Verse 10. And it came to pass as she spake to Joseph day by day. So this didn't go on one time. She didn't just spit at him like, hey, come get these goods. She didn't just spit at him one time. Day by day, the most powerful woman in the earth at the time,
right,
is trying to get you to get them draws. Okay. Y'all watch Martin. What he trying to get you to get them draws? That's what Martin said. Tommy said it. He said, "Get the draws." I gotta make this so black folk understand it. I gotta make it so black folk will understand it. He's trying to get you to get the draws. Think about this. This is I'm trying to think. This is Melania Trump. Yeah. Melania Trump. Is that her name?
Is it Melanie? I think Melanie.
Fuck.
It's Salagi. It's hard for me to picture messing with that woman. You know what I mean?
Because I'm not trying to get you to picture messing with that woman.
I can't even.
I'm trying to get you to picture with messing with the most powerful woman on the earth.
I hear you. That name just puts my mind somewhere else.
The most powerful porn star on the earth. Because think about it, she was a porn star.
God.
Before she became first, what they call it, first lady?
Right.
At every church, you got a first lady.
God.
And then guess what? With every church you have a first lady, every church, you got this same chick talking about lie with me.
God.
Right? Verse 10. And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her to lie with her, or to be with her. Joseph was like, I don't want them goods. Nasty mother. I can't say what I want to say, sir. We trying to keep us. I'm trying to keep us from being banned. You see, think about this. I'm being politically correct right now. I'm being correct. You know me personally.
God.
And you know when you give me the stage, every time I go out, you know I got to show out. Every time I go out, you know I got to show out. God. You know. We'll keep it scripturally. Verse 11. Verse 11. And it came to pass as Joseph, and it came to pass about the time that Joseph went into the house to do his business. And there was none of the men of the house there within. So Joseph going there to do his business. He working, he handling business. Right? Think about it. You go in there, you got to take care of whatever you got to take care of, handle whatever you got to handle. Think about it. You know there's a black Bible because how we talk. How do we talk? Yeah, I had to go in there and do my business. Had to go handle some business. Is that not how we talk, sir?
Yeah.
So you know this Bible was written. It's FUBU, for us, by us. It's for us, by us. So Joseph had to go in there, handle his business, right? So when Joseph going in there handling his business, he got things he got to take care of. Watch this, verse 12. And she caught him by the garment. Ooh, she grabbed him by the draw. She caught him by the garment, saying, lie with me. She's still trying to get Joseph.
Right.
She's still trying to get Joseph. But watch this. Right? Now, I want you to understand. The name of this class is We Realize Real Lies. Right? It say, she told Joseph, saying, lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled. What did Joseph do? Left his garment in it. So Joseph ran out there with damn near nothing on. Running. Right? The Christian church tell you to free fornication all the time. Is that not what they tell you?
God.
They tell you free fornication.
Right.
This right here is fleeing fornication.
God.
This fleeing fornication. Joseph's like, no, bitch. Oh, let me stop. You can't call this bitch no bitch. Joseph's like, no, bitch. I'm gone. Right? He said, left his garment and fled and got him out. Right? Verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and was fled forth. So she's like, damn, got the hell up out of here. And I got his garment in my hand. She's trying to get that, you know what it was? She's trying to get that, she's trying to get, I'm going to say it like this. She's trying to get some of that good righteousness.
Wow.
Captain Cesario talked about this the other day. If y'all listen to Captain, when he was talking to the what was he talking to? He was talking to some Edomite the other day, and was when he was talking to the Edomite, he was letting you know that them Edomite women, when brothers was in slavery, them Edomite women wasn't being taken advantage of by the slaves.
God.
The slaves was being taken advantage of by the Edomite women. And when they seen the, how can I say this? When they seen the girthiness of the slave, the Edomite women was like, ooh, my husband ain't got this at the house. And their back blew out. So this was going on. This is Pharaoh's wife, the king's wife of the king of Egypt.
God.
She wanted her back blew out by Joseph. And Joseph had the girth in him to go ahead and blow her back out. He could have broke the back loose. And she probably seen that through the garment. y'all know what it is when a brother be walking around with them gray sweatpants on, and y'all be like, damn, stop looking at me, sister. I got some sweatpants on. I'm about to go to the gym. Right? Verse 14. Right? It says she called unto the men of her house. The men of her house, those are the guards. Those are the soldiers that supposedly protect her. And spake unto them, saying, see, he has brought in an Hebrew. He brought what? In a Hebrew.
Right.
These is Egyptians. So she said, the Lord or the king of the house has brought in a Hebrew, right? Unto us to mock us. He came into me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice. Oh,
Dang.
it was a nigga. She cried unto them in a loud voice, right? Understand this. We will get into some other things that solidify the scripture, and you have to understand that there's a lot of how can I say this? There's a lot of false accusations of brothers. Think about it. Y'all see, Joseph was like, "No, I don't want them goods. I'm great.
God.
None of that snatch. I don't want none of that pinochle." Joseph like, I don't want none of that pinochle. None of it. I'm good. Like everything that the master owned, I control. I don't want none of that punani. Is that what Joseph been saying? Now understand, this is Genesis chapter 39, right? We started at 1. We had 14 already, going to 15. Verse 15. And the whole time Joseph been saying, I'm good, babe. I'm good. Brothers, you've been in a situation where a sister been trying to offer you that snatch. And with her offering you that snatch, you tell her, no. One of the sons that I like is 8 Ball and MJG. You might not remember this, sir.
No.
8 Ball and MJG, my homeboy's girlfriend. This was what's going on. But Joseph said no. Joseph said no. In the song with 8 Ball and MJG, the brother said yes. So him and his brother were at odds with one another, and then they go into the song end up with them having to unalive one another. Right? They have to unalive one another. And all he had to do was do what he did. Let me remind y'all, we real lives. I'm gonna keep reminding y'all what the name of this class is.
God.
The reason why I'm gonna keep reminding y'all what the name of this class is because this class is about false accusations, about brothers that have been falsely accused of certain things and then released later on. Or we're going to bring up the 24th Regiment. Them brothers was never released. They were hung. But imagine if you as a man and you decided to be intimate with Donald Trump's wife. You decided to be intimate with Donald Trump's wife. What will happen to you as a man? Yeah, I understand this cat got 34 felonies and ain't served one damn day in jail. 34 felonies. ain't served 1 day in jail. But you have to understand that he is the king of modern day Babylon. Let's continue to read these scriptures. Verse 15. And it came to pass when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, right, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out. Verse 16. And she laid up his garment by her. Think about this. Even though this was supposed to be the man that tried to sexually assault her, she kept his garment near to her. You see that? Until his Lord came home. 17. And she spake unto him according to these words, saying, the Hebrew servant, the nigger, which thou hast brought unto us, came in unto me to mock me. You hear that? Is she lying, sir? Can't hear you. I can't hear you, sir.
Oh, Salakia.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I can hear you now. Look what she said. Verse 17 said, and she spake. So she said unto him, so she's speaking unto the king, according to these words. She's saying the Hebrew, the nigger,
right,
brought as a servant, which thou hast brought unto us, came unto me to mock me. Lying bitch.
Right.
Right? Let me turn the page. To mock me. So she's saying that the individual that you brought unto me, right? The Hebrew servant. Think about it. We servants in modern day Babylon. We are servants. Verse 18. And it came to pass as I lifted up my voice and cried that he left his garment with me and fled out. Reading the scriptures, we know that he fled out because she was trying to get some of that good girthiness, that Hebrew girth, that how the gentleman said, that Hebrew hammer. She wanted that Hebrew hammer, and he wouldn't provide it to her. He wouldn't knock down them nails, right? Because apparently she wanted the Hebrewness, and what you got to understand is that if she wanted that Hebrew hammer, she's probably tried a hammer of other nations. She's tried it. And she know that Hebrew goodness. So them 12 tribes working with that gird. They work with that fire. And she trying to try some of that fire. 19. And it came to pass when his master heard the words of his wife, which spake unto him, saying, after this manner, did thy servant to me? You say, did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. You got to understand that if you hire a cat and he's this dude working for you, and you see that he's trying to spank dangle, I'll say that. I got it. He trying to spank dangle your wife, right? You gonna be mad as hell. You gonna be mad as hell. Sir, you got a wife. Right? Imagine you hiring some idiot bastard, and he try to seduce your wife. You're gonna be mad as hell, especially if you understand that you got a righteous wife, and she come to you and tell you this.
Good night.
What you about to do? You about to lay hands to this cat. right?
God.
But the king of Egypt didn't have no righteous wife. He had a if I look at my beeper, we would call her a 304.
Melanie Trump. Salaki.
Got a Melania Trump, porn star.
Good night.
You know Trump ain't hitting that right. This old ass ain't hitting that right.
Yeah.
You know Melania Trump got some sad look at this. What's the Kurt dude that got shot in the side of the neck?
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
God.
As soon as Charlie Kirk was laid to rest,
Damn.
his wife had a nigga.
Good night.
Then she had a nigga. She needed that good girthiness. I feel sorry for your sisters. She needed that girthiness.
Damn.
She needed that blessed rod. The whole rod he was talking about. The whole time he talking about you niggas ain't this, you niggas ain't that. And then the back door, your wife in there getting some girthiness. She getting that good nerve girthiness. We'll continue. Where we at? 19?
God.
Mm-hmm. Understand that real lies recognize real lies. We realize real lies. Right? 19 is saying it came to pass. His master heard the word of his wife, which had spake unto him, saying, after this manner did thy servant to me. Right? So she's saying, like, this was your servant did to me. He tried to get my draws.
God.
As we were reading, did Joseph try to get them? Joseph was saying, no, baby girl, stand off, back, leave me alone. Get off this, and there's a D word that come after that. That's what the rappers say. Is that not what he said? After this manner did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. Verse 20. And Joseph master took him and put him into prison.
Just like that.
And Joseph master took him and put him into prison. So Joseph was falsely accused of what?
Damn.
Look. It wasn't even grape. That's how we say it on the internet. It wasn't even grape. It was attempted grape. Right? So Joseph didn't take her. Joseph attempted to take her according to her words. Right? According to her words. I want Israel. I want you to understand what happened. It's a place where the king's prisoners were bound, and he was there in the prison.
God.
So Joseph was falsely accused. This in Genesis. Look at this. This is a big book. This is in Genesis 39. And with being in Genesis 39, we ain't made it. We have not. Hey, sir, could you let me do this. Handle this, sir. Give me a second.
God, no sweat. You know, this story right here, and you know, just adding on to what Ahabawan is saying, these stories in the Bible, you know, how would I say it? We have a story for every single you know, event or everything that happens in life. You know what I mean? Whether it be marriage, whether it be how to deal with your kids, how to deal with your co-workers, how to deal with the president, how to deal with being wrongfully convicted. Everything that is in this Bible is a history, you know, of Blacks, Hispanics, Indigenous going through life. And what we're reading right here is a story of a brother being wrongfully convicted based off of something that a woman says. You see what I'm saying? I get so many phone calls. I was speaking to a brother the other day, and he's talking to me how, he's having a problem coming to classes and this and that because, he's caught up with a court case and different problems and this and that. And I'm telling the brother, look, call for some counsel because you're not the only brother who's being wrongfully convicted.
Damn
You're
right.
not the only brother being wrongfully accused. You're not the only brother with a court case. You know what I mean? You're not the only brother who got out of prison, trying to fight all these goddamn charges in this hell. All of us have been through it. And so I'm telling this brother, call for counsel because we're reading a story right here of a brother who went through it. You see what I'm saying? We're reading, and not just that, this is a brother who rose up in power in another nation. He rose up to being, second in command under the king of Egypt, under Donald Trump himself. All this power. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
These are stories that all of us go through. And when we open up this Bible and read through these stories, we're like, wait a minute, here's the solution to my problem.
Say that one time, sir. You said some heavy stuff.
Right.
When we do what?
When we open up this Bible and read through these stories, we find the solutions to our problems.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not the first brother to be, lied on. You know what I mean? And what was heavy in this story was this was attempted grape. You know what I mean?
Sir,
like, think of the brothers.
Falsified attempted.
Right.
We realized the real lies.
Right. Think about the brothers who were wrongfully convicted for being lied on that they raped a woman. You're gonna tell me that your story is the hardest battle, you know what I mean, and nobody else knows what you're going through. It is not true, brother. You see what I'm saying? We have brothers that were wrongfully convicted for being lied on raping a woman, and they did time and shoot. They dropped the whole bombs on Tulsa, Oklahoma, over some white.
Ooh, wait! You trying to get into the good?
Right? Go ahead, priest.
If I may, sir. Personally, my personal story is that a woman lied on me, and I was falsely imprisoned for. I was locked up for it wasn't a long time. It was only 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what ended up happening is that the detectives, after they go out and do their due diligence, they understood that, the things that she was saying was a lie.
Right.
And when they understood that the things that she said was a lie, then they end up letting me go, releasing. But the problem is that the judicial system in America says you are innocent until proven guilty. That's not true for Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. It's not true for y'all. You are guilty until you prove your innocence. Think about what happened to Joseph. She lied on Joseph, and with her lying on Joseph had to go and eventually prove his innocence. If we read longer into the story, Joseph had to show that his righteousness after he was convicted of being think about it, he was thrown in prison for trying to sexually assault the king's wife.
Right. Shoot, man. I just saw a video of a white woman beating herself. She took some
With the hammer?
Yeah, she was hitting herself. You know what I mean? Getting ready to call the police, saying that a man was physically abusing her.
Why my thing is this, why as a dumbass white woman, why would you videotape that if you're gonna falsely accuse somebody? Goddamn.
Yeah, I thought that was dumb as hell. You know what I mean? But
I'm not gonna show me beat my own ass if I'm gonna falsely accuse somebody of beating my ass.
right. And it
How nutty does that sound?
right. And it makes me wonder, like, how did some of these white women back then falsely accuse us? Maybe they ripped their shirt open. Maybe they messed their hair up and then went to the police and said, I was trying to fight out of this struggle. You remember the video, I think you brought that up, where that white woman in the park was going crazy. I think the brother was walking a dog through the park or something.
You're talking about the brother that was bird watching.
Yeah, he was bird watching.
He was bird watching in where was he at? He was in Central Park.
Right.
I like to call it Seneca Village.
I
like to call it Seneca Village.
God.
Seneca Village. He was bird watching in Seneca Village.
Could you imagine if that wasn't being videotaped, the lies she would tell on that man?
She was choking shit out of that dog.
Good night. You know what I mean? But on a real note, this is the society that we're in. We're in a unjust society. People, a lot of people don't have a problem lying to the police.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? And what is especially heavy is when you look up, for example, you look up something like the carding, the rates of blacks, indigenous, and Hispanics being carded by police. Just that alone, this is lies from the media on us, on who we are, painting us to be in a certain light. There's lies about our character in this place.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, police are arresting us by the tens of thousands.
Stop and frisk.
Right? How many, white people walking down the street doing the same bullshit, if not worse? They're not even being stopped. They're not being checked. Blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous are being checked because lies are being told on our character.
Yes, sir.
You want to jump in?
No, I'm good.
God. Yeah.
I can. I got it.
But it's all to say this is such a powerful story in the Bible because it helps give us the solution to a lot of these traps. If you could bring that verse, that's a good verse. And then I'll pull up. Or did you want to keep reading on this?
No, I'm good with that, sir. I just wanted to bring the fact up that we've been falsely accused.
Yeah. If you could grab they set traps for us.
I gotta search that one out.
I wonder if that's in Lamentations, because
you talking about Lamentations 4:18, 17.
That might be it. That one I think is they hunt our steps.
They hunt our steps is in 4:17.
Yeah, go ahead and get that verse. That might be it. Yeah, I mean, because these are a lot of the traps. No, select. I don't think that's a verse. I don't think that's the one I'm looking for. It might be Isaiah.
How to search it up?
Let me see real quick.
They hunt our steps is definitely Lamentations. Do you want that?
Pick up Psalms 140 and 5. Yeah, Psalms 140 and 5. Because, I mean, on to Ahabawan's point in this story, like, there's so many traps that...
You said Psalms what, sir?
Psalms chapter 140 and verse 5. Because there's so many traps that our oppressor lays for us. You know what I mean? So many different things, so much goddamn oppression that we have to fight in this place. You know what I mean? Which is, one of the real aftermaths or effects of this prison system. You know what I mean? Something that blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous are going through, and this is something to recognize in our people, is that oppression has absolutely worked.
Damn right.
It has worked. It has defeated us. They've colonized us. They've destroyed us. And because of that, we live in this hellhole today called North and South Central America.
Damn right.
You got that verse?
This is Psalms chapter 140 and verse 5. The proud have hid a snare for me and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside.
God.
They have set gangs for me. Salah. Verse 6.
And that's something to think on. You know what I mean? Salah means, damn near to meditate on. Like, think about that point. Read that verse again.
Khan, another one, Khan. This is Psalms 140 and verse 5. The proud have hid a snare for me.
They hit a snare. Snare is something you get caught up in. You know what I mean? A snare is, you remember when we were younger, you got caught with a dime bag of weed. You know what I mean? Police are beating your ass.
Sir, if I may.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Think about what was legal then and is illegal now.
Right.
Right? If I may, if you give me some time.
Yep.
Now, I'm not telling people to use drugs, but a dime bag of weed, right? A little shot of heroin, a little toot of cocaine used to be legal in the 20s and the 30s, right? But it's not anymore. Now watch this. Collecting rainwater, having chickens, having a garden in your front yard, right? It's now illegal. Weed is legal, but you can't have a fucking chicken You can't have a chicken in your front yard. So you could grow some weed, you could smoke some weed, right? You go to Toronto, right, and get that needle in your arm, and get some heroin. Am I lying, sir? But you can't have no chicken in your front yard. You can't grow no garden in your front yard.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
It is wild. Shoot.
How crazy is that? So you trying to tell me I can have some heroin, but I can't have a chicken?
You know what?
I eat chicken a couple times a week.
Right. You want to know a crazy story? Because in Vancouver, in Canada, because of all the legalizing of these drugs,
yes, sir,
people opened up a shroom shop where they literally opened up a shop to sell shrooms and other narcotics because drugs are so legal in Canada. They literally opened a business, and the police came and shut that shit down. How's that for a trap? You got the public believing that this shit is legal. Your dumbass goes and opens some shop. I thought that was the dumbest story I read. I thought, you know what I mean? But they actually believe that they could, you know what I mean, sell shrooms out of a shop. That's a trap. You know what I mean?
Damn right.
To understand the hypocrisy of a nation. I remember watching Cap Cataza's video today. You had a Hispanic woman saying how she fought to get in the country legally, and her dad went through all the legal process of getting in the country, and she doesn't believe that illegal immigrants should be allowed in the country.
And she illegal here.
It's like what?
And she is an illegal immigrant
by being an illegal immigrant. That's the hypocrisy of a nation. You have to watch your oppressor, who is a hypocrite. You want to know? I'll give you one more. They just gave trees. I can't make this shit up, Abu. They just in Canada, they just passed a law that trees are living organisms and they deserve rights. Or it's like they now legally have.
I will go with that. I will go with that. I will go with trees are living organisms and they deserve rights.
But you know who does not have rights?
Niggas.
Not those babies that are being unaborted, Abo. Those are not living organisms.
Who we got in the chat, sir? Who we got in the chat?
We shouted out everybody. Just one more sister. Your other rib popped in. Tawanda Williams. Shalom, sis. Shout out to you.
That's all we got. I was gonna see that. There goes my babe. No, let me stop. Let me stop. Hey y'all. We gonna do this. We're gonna keep this class going. Right. What we have to understand is that we realize what is recognizing what's going on in not just America and Canada, because this is a simulcast of two brothers that are in two different countries. Two brothers that are in two different countries, and we are recognizing the two letters, the B and the S, one country to another country. And what we're trying to understand and what we're trying to show you is that this shit is the same for the 12 tribes. It's the same.
If I could, I got I'll read a part of an article.
Please.
Just to show some of the nonsense going on in this place. All right. This is Salakia. That's the wrong one.
Ooh, you got that good one. I seen that one.
That's a good one. If we have time,
we'll play that one. if I may, sir. Salakia.
That start. I can jump into that one too. It ain't no sweat.
Hey, remember it was a cadence. That's the sound of the man working on the chain. Gang.
God, this is heavy.
That's cool. Why you doing that? Let me do this.
God. It says, new report highlights persistent racial disparities among wrongful convictions. Innocent Black people are 19 times more likely to be wrongly convicted of drug crimes. That is, the numbers are always, I don't know if I want to say shocking. They're always amazing. The level of racism,
right.
Well, I shouldn't even say racism, the level of hatred that our oppressor has for us is on a level that we could never understand. Black people, and this is just Black people, this is including Indigenous and Hispanic. Black people are 19 times more likely to be wrongly convicted of drug crimes.
Oh wait, you said how many times?
I don't even know if I need to read anything else in this article.
Oh. So
Because
if we got
this
20
is so
brothers in the room,
diabolical right here.
if I may, sir,
God.
if we got 20 brothers in the room, black people are 19 times. So 19 out of 20 more convicted of, and these are falsified.
Mhm.
Right. We see many Israel, you've seen many videos where they plant something on a brother. They tackle him down to the ground and they put some dope in his pocket.
God.
Right. We seen that many a times where you getting arrested. When I say you, I mean us getting arrested. And as we get arrested, they put some drugs on us.
Good night.
Right? We may have never have used these drugs or dealt with these drugs before. But this 19th time that we get arrested, guess what happens? Somebody put some dope in our pocket. And the people that put the dope in the pocket, it's the same people that putting the handcuffs on us.
Could you? I'm trying to think. Trying to think of a number. When you went, okay, I'll take my experience. I went to a high school in West Palm Beach, Florida. Okay,
that's because you was a rich nigga.
Rich, but this high school, okay, it had around 6,000 kids in it. Okay,
damn, in high school?
Yeah.
If I may, sir,
it was a big ass high school.
That was a big ass high school. I graduated with 670 individuals. And as graduating with 670 individuals, 80% of those individuals were female. So when I have a high school reunion,
how many were in your high school?
670.
670.
No, that was my graduating class.
Oh, okay.
My class was probably about 1,000.
Okay, so 1,000. Let me see. Let me take 50. What's 50 times 19? Okay, that's close. So think about this, Ahabawan.
2,000.
Think about this.
No,
okay?
less than 2,000.
Okay, 2,000. That works. For every 100, that would be 2,000. For every 100 white people that are wrongly convicted of drugs, 1,900 blacks would be wrongfully convicted.
Ooh.
That's how much 19 times more is. That's your whole goddamn high school.
Whole high school.
For every 200 people, that's how many blacks are incarcerated, wrongly convicted. And that does not include Hispanic or indigenous people.
If I may, sir.
Con, go ahead.
Right. I see my rib checking in. But what I'm saying is, I graduated with 600 and we had a little over 670, like 672, 673, whatever. It was 670.
Right.
And that was the biggest graduating school in the city of Detroit at the time. Think about this. So 670 individuals graduated. It was the biggest graduating school at the time. Number two is it was 80% female. So Push come to shove, y'all want some ribs? Come to one of my high school reunions. No, let me stop.
Right.
That's why I have my brothers in my 30th. Yeah, nah. Let me leave that alone. What you have to understand is the largest graduating class in the city of Detroit, right? The largest graduating class in the city of Detroit and the largest population of female that graduated from high school in the city of Detroit comes out of Cass Tech.
God.
I see that you got the. I like being behind this QR code. That allows me to hide.
Salaki, Kodash.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I like the hat.
I don't know.
Don't put me over there. Don't put me over there. You don't put me over there. You don't. I was behind the QR code. I was being a little gangster. You know what I'm saying? I was peeking out a little bit and then not. Yes, sir. So understand is
man, these numbers, Salaki.
These are just
numbers are crazy.
Numbers, sir. They're just numbers.
Wow. Let me see if I can read a little on this. It says I don't want to go too far on it because I swear that the title itself, I don't know what else you do with those numbers. It says, let me see, a new report on race and wrongful convictions has confirmed some alarming racial disparities in the criminal legal system. Entitled Race and Wrongful Convictions in the United States. And this is something that a lot of white people like to use this as a arguing point. They like to say that black people are committing all these crimes. And they use the statistics of how many of us are convicted or Salakia are convicted. But they don't look at how much of these are wrongful convictions.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
I think there was a report that something like over 50% of brothers being locked up are wrongful convictions.
For sure.
And think about these numbers, 19 times more than your white counterparts being convicted. That means what is that? That's 1,900%. I don't know how you do that number. It's lucky. You know what I mean? But your black ass being thrown in jail, and they're using this to say that we're the criminals on the earth. And really, it's like, no, this is Pharaoh's wife right here, lying on you and putting your black ass in prison.
If I may, sir.
Come on, go ahead.
You ever see the movie Rosewood?
Don't remember. I may have seen it.
Rosewood was a true conviction. And in Rosewood, the movie, you know, I like to do movie comparisons.
Right.
It was a nigga.
God.
That's what she said in Rosewood. And they went and unalived a bunch of us.
God.
Right? Because this white woman said that a Negro sexually assaulted her. Excuse me. But come to find out, she was cheating on her husband with another paleface.
Damn.
And when paleface whooped her ass, she blamed it on somebody that looked like us.
God. And that I was just looking that up. That movie is based off of what happened in Rosewood.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? These are real stories of what brothers had to go through.
What's crazy is that we realize.
God. God. I'm gonna keep touching on this. It says
Please.
entitled Race and Wrongful Convictions in the United States. This is a 2022 report. Analyzes
Ooh.
exonerations.
If I may, sir.
Yep. Go ahead.
2022.
Yep.
That's 4 years ago.
That's right.
That shit just happened.
It just happened. It's happening now.
It's still happening.
It's happening right now.
Con.
It says it analyzed exonerations for murder, sexual assault, and drug crimes since 1989. A research project of 3 universities that documents and studies exonerations and wrongful convictions. To date, the registry has documented more than 3,200 people exonerations in the last 33 years. And more than half of those people are black.
Ooh. Now, what you got to understand is that in Canada? Is that in the United States?
This is in the U.S.
So understand is that we only make up 12 to 13% of this wicked ass nation. So how are we 50% of the bullshit?
Yep. And that's the next article I was going to bring out, because understanding these numbers, you know, some people may not realize, you know, the percentage that we make up of the total population. And it is not high. Let me see if I can pull that up in the U.S. quick.
What's the name of the class? We realize. And with us realizing the real lives, what we're trying to do is show Blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics that you are not the problem in America.
That's right.
Right? You are not the problem in America. Think about this. Even if you are convicted, that's 1, 2, 3 felonies. The individual that sits at the top of the White House has 34 felonies. Think about that. He has 34 felonies, and he has not served 1 day in jail, 1 day incarcerated. Somebody lied on me, right? And with them lying on me, I sat down in jail for 2 days. Think about it. They lied on me, and I sat in jail for 2 days with them lying.
Here's
lied on me, and I sat in jail for 2 days. Sir,
and you would get put in that statistic. Another black man, you know what I mean? Taken into prison, taken into custody. They're just gonna click African American, documented, move on.
Yes, sir. Right.
It says
we have Officer Zarok sat in jail for teaching the truth. Think about it. Officer Zarok, a priest and a prophet of the Most High God, sat in jail for teaching the truth.
Mm.
I sat in jail because somebody lied on me. The same thing that happened to Joseph. It was a nigga.
Damn. Salakia. I was gonna shut this article down, but there's some more heavy points in here.
Please.
I'm gonna read two things,
Mm-hmm.
and this is back to the Xerox point. It says, while black people make up just 13% of the U.S. population, they accounted for 53% of exonerated people. Similarly, of the approximately 240 people, the Innocent Project has helped free or exonerate 58% are black.
Say it again.
58% of the exonerated people are black.
So 58% of the individuals that you falsely arrested are black?
That's just what the Innocent Project helped free.
That's the innocent. Guess what? And you know what that means? There's more brothers in jail right now that the Innocent Project has never helped.
Yeah, man. Here's the real number right here. The National Registry of Exonerations report highlighted particularly shocking disparities between races among wrongful drug convictions. About 69% of people exonerated from drug crimes were black.
Oh, wait.
And 69% of people exonerated from drug crimes were black. And 16% were white. Despite studies showing that white and black people use illegal drugs at similar rates, and of the nearly 260 people who were exonerated in individual cases in which they were deliberately framed for drug crimes by corrupt police officers.
Hold on, back it up. Which they were what?
Deliberately framed.
They were deliberately framed
For drug crimes.
These are white people that had a witness against them, right?
Mm. God. They were deliberately framed for drug crimes by corrupt police officers. 87% were black.
So somebody lied on 80% of the brothers that was supposed. Think about it. This is the same thing that happened to Joseph. Bitch say it was a nigga.
God.
She said Joseph tried to grape me. That is not what she said. She said Joseph tried to grape me. Let me get a shout out to my ribs. What's going on there? Hey y'all, in the message, this is what we're gonna do.
If I could,
if I may, sir,
I had to look this statistic up because I know as I'm reading this, it's saying 87% were black.
Oh wait,
and I'm wondering what is the other 13%. You want to know what I just found?
You can see it. I ain't trying to see it. Let me hear it.
I had to look it up. I just looked it up. It says, this is a quick AI overview. It says, national studies on documented wrongful convictions show that Hispanic individuals make up roughly 10 to 14% of individuals exonerated in deliberate police frame drug cases. I found the other 13%, Abuan.
It's us.
100% is black and Hispanic.
So the other 13% is us.
100% of us are deliberately framed by corrupt police officers.
Ooh.
100%. Don't miss. Just every shot, just bang, bang, bang. Not missing.
Not missing.
Those corrupt police officers, they are 10 for 10, 100 for 100. They are not missing. They are deliberately framing us.
If I may, sir.
I don't know what else you do with those stats.
What's going on? I'm gonna look in the chat. We got UPK. Hold on, where you at? Hold on. I'm trying to figure this shit out. Still trying to work it out. Who we got in the chat? Hey y'all, if y'all in the chat, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Please do that.
Damn, I just learned something new, Abo.
What you learn? Oh, wait, tell me. I want to know.
That's that. I would have thought maybe the police could have got, they could have framed maybe one white man, deliberately framed them.
They don't frame white men.
Not one.
You can't. This is impossible to frame white men. It's definitely impossible for the United States government to frame white men. Yeah. To frame white men.
If I could, I'm gonna read something quick.
Please.
This is Slovakia. This is another article just on wrongful convictions in Canada.
Let's hear it.
It says Carlin, who taught a wrongful conviction class with Roach and is now CEO, said APTN stories raise questions about wrongful convictions. Quote, "Our system is just as racist as the Americans," she said. "That's why we needed to make this database. Indigenous peoples in Canada represent approximately 4% of the general population and 37% of most provincial, territorial, and federal institutions. Part of the problem, and we've seen this in the Connie Oakes case, is that society has created this kind of myth that the victim of wrongful convictions has to be someone who is an idealized version, that there's nothing in their past, that they might have attracted suspicion, and that's a very unrealistic thing." Meaning, you would think that the Slocky, let me fix that. You would think that the people being wrongfully convicted, they got some kind of history. They have some kind of history of, past felonies or something. You know what I mean? Maybe they're out on parole and the cops just out here picking them up. These people getting picked up with no history.
No history?
It says, Milgard, a wrongful conviction advocate who died last year, wanted a faster and easier system for innocent people to get their applications reviewed and their release approved. Let me jump down a bit. It says, while the reform is important, Carlin said it reflects what went wrong in a white man's case and won't necessarily help racialized people who pleaded guilty to crimes they didn't commit unless they are able to vacate their plea and exhaust all appeals. So what this is saying is, not only do you have people being wrongfully convicted, you have people that are pleading guilty just so that they can have a shorter sentence.
Yeah, I would.
They don't have the funds to properly get a lawyer.
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
If I could get a shorter sentence, right? A shorter sentence, why wouldn't I not plead to a lesser crime?
Yeah.
I would.
God.
I would plead to a shorter sentence.
Hey, I was there, Habawan. I'm sitting there looking at it like, they about to lock me up for this shit?
Hey. I'll plead to a shorter sentence. I've been there.
God.
I've done it.
There's a lot of brothers who they might hear something like, I only got to do 1 year. I only got to do 8 months, 6 months.
I'll plead to that.
God.
And not saying I'm guilty of it, but I'll plead to that shorter sentence.
God. Because the fear of being caught guilty on that charge, you might have 6 years in prison.
Yeah, right. I'd rather plead guilty to a shorter sentence than the fuck you trying to charge me for.
God. Now check this. It says, our data set has shed light on many cases that have received little or no media attention. Cases of indigenous and other racialized people, of people living with cognitive disabilities, of women, and more. Now picture this: you a person with a disability,
Oh, wait.
and you getting these wrongful convictions. Imagine that. You got some mental health issues, and somebody's just convicted you of drug possession, convicted you of domestic abuse, convicted you of raping a woman. How are you supposed to defend yourself, Ahabawan?
You can't.
It says, we've also created a timeline of miscarriages of justice to capture issues and cases that fall outside the database but are equally worthy of the public and lawmakers' attention. Let me see if I can jump down. Oh, Salaki, that was it on that. Yeah, Salaki, that was it on that. There was something in here I want to touch on. It's no sweat though. We'll drop that. But that's just showing again that what's going on in the States is the same thing going on in Canada.
Damn right.
It had Salaki, that was this one here. Let me see. This was a article from the PedMed Central. It says, while research has identified racial trauma in other contexts, it is often overlooked amongst Canadian society. Racial trauma occurs as a result of an event of racism or cumulative events over time, whereby an individual experiences stress and consequent mental health sequelae. Given that the Black, Indigenous, and or person of color population in Canada is increasing, it is imperative to identify racial discrimination and the subsequent stress and trauma associated with being racialized in Canada. There's so much goddamn racism that we getting PTSD from this shit.
They got to bring a whole nother law about it.
It says this paper reviews the published literature on racism and racial discrimination that identifies or infers racial trauma as the source of mental health implications for various groups. Indigenous people, Black Canadians, they threw in Asian and immigrants and refugees.
Keep going.
It says, let's see. Let's see if I can jump down a bit. It says Canadian society is often considered to be colorblind, meaning it does not see or take race into consideration.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Right. It says
bull. That's bull. That's bull.
Yeah. It says many Canadians describe themselves as egalitarian, tolerant, and diversity-minded. As a whole, none of this is true. Canadian society is actually quite racist. And even Canadian society is actually quite racist.
Oh, you gotta say it again. Goddamn.
Canadian society is actually quite racist. And even the preferred colorblind approach is itself racist, as it fails to recognize the differing lived experiences of people of color. Let me see. I wanted to get down to the
that what you were saying. That was quite fire.
You know what? I'll drop that there. There's a lot in this article. I wanted to get to the point of Cardi. I thought that was in this article.
And
let me drop that for now.
Come on.
Let me pull up this one. I'll do one more article right here. Because this is just a quick example of some of the bullshit we go through. It says a Toronto police officer has been given a temporary demotion for her role in the arrest of a Black university student who was stopped, tasered, and kneed in the neck in what turned out to be a case of mistaken identity.
Temporary.
Now, what I thought was interesting about this is this goddamn knee on the neck is become like a meme in the society. That thing that happened to George Floyd, everybody was chanting, get his knee off his knee off his neck. Now all of a sudden we're reading that this is a common practice of police. Because what do the other articles say? We have so much PTSD from how we're treated. Do you understand what it does to the mind of a Black man when you have your knee on their neck?
Come on.
It says the Sergeant Rachel Sullivan will be demoted for 8 months from sergeant to police constable first class.
For 8 months.
That's it. What does it say? Sullivan must seek treatment from the Toronto Police Services Wellness Unit and training from the Toronto Police College on mentorship and leadership, according to the decision. So she just got to go through some training. I'm going to jump down. It says, and another officer, Constable Seth Riet Coetter, to using unnecessary force and making an unlawful arrest when she and another officer arrested then 27-year-old Hassani Ogilvy on August 2021. The third officer was disciplined at that level. Now, this is just a wrongful arrest that we read. This is happening 19 times more to blacks than it is to our Caucasian counterparts. These things are creating PTSD and trauma amongst our people because it's constantly happening to us. I'm going to pull up Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let me share my screen. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28. We're going to go to verse 15. It says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." And that's the trauma that we're living inside of this place. We're living out curses and punishments. We're living out a life where we're under a nation of another people that hate us. Under a people who have proven to be our enemies from time and time again. This is a result of blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous not having their own nation, not having a power or a God on our side to protect us. Let me jump to one more verse. I believe it's Deuteronomy chapter 11. Let me see. Deuteronomy 11. Deuteronomy 11, starting at verse 26. It says, Deuteronomy 11 and 26 says, "Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse." What black people, Hispanic people, and indigenous people have to recognize is that the Most High has set before us a blessing and a curse, good and bad, something beautiful, something evil, something righteous, something wicked. That's what the Most High has beholden before us. You know what I mean? Then they picture somebody holding up two arms, two hands, saying, pick one, a blessing or a curse. Which way are you going to go? Verse 27 says, "A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day." If blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous would obey the commandments of the Lord our God, then we would receive blessings. I remember there was a the health general or the health surgeon, I forget exactly his name, of the United States, some top health professional. And he was sitting there speaking on blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous. He was speaking on all the major health issues, all the major crime, all the major problems inside of this society. And it was like clockwork. He just sitting there repeating, blacks, Hispanics, indigenous, blacks, Hispanics, indigenous, blacks, Hispanics, indigenous, over and over and over. It was so surreal, especially for a brother in the UPK, because we understand the things going on with us is so spiritual. we understand what the Most High set before us. A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God. Verse 28 says, and a curse if you will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God. What does a curse looks like? A curse looks like being wrongfully convicted 9 times more than a white man. That is a straight curse. That is hell. That is oppression. That's being destroyed as a people. Where we come up our enemies and we have no might in our hand to fight against this oppression. The Most High said, and a curse if you will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but to turn aside out of the way which I command you this day, to go after other gods. What have blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous people done? We've gone after other gods. We worship Christianity. We worship Islam. How many brothers are incarcerated, go to prison, and now they become a good Christian? Now they've turned their life over to Islam. That has clearly not fixed the problem here in America. It's clearly not fixed the problem for the Black, Hispanic, and indigenous community. When brothers ask, and they sit and say, oh, I'm going through something. I got this different court case I got to fight. It's because you have no might in your hand inside of this place. You have no might. You have no power to defeat your enemies. You have no power in your hand to do anything. Damn near to the point where these wrongful convictions, these police officers have damn near 100% been targeting us. What did that thing say? 87% of these wrongful convictions done by police officers are black. The other 10 to 14% are Hispanic. Means 100% you are targeted by the police officers from these corrupt police. That's why you get convicted. It says, to go after other gods which ye have not known. Verse 29, and it shall come to pass, when the Lord thy God has brought thee in unto the land whither thou goest to possess it, that thou shalt put the blessing upon Mount Gerizim, and the curse upon Mount Ebal. Most High was telling us when we would go into our land to put a reminder of this blessing and this curse, so that we would have something to look at to say, damn, I should not disobey the Most High. Because if I do, this curse is going to happen to my people. Or looking upon Mount Gerizim, we're looking at the blessing. We're looking at what we'll obtain if we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. What we'll obtain if we stop being Christian, stop worshiping white Jesus, stop celebrating birthdays, stop eating pork, stop throwing away our wives and having all this divorce in our community. Stop being so goddamn antisocial, but learning how to communicate and deal with one another. Learning how to be people of integrity. Then the Most High would bless us. Let me pull up one more verse. Power over our enemies. Let me pull up one more verse. And then we'll end up the class. I believe it's in the book of Numbers. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy 20 and verse 4. Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse 4. It says, "For the Lord your God is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies, to save you." And you got to think about that as a brother who's being wrongfully convicted, wrongfully incarcerated. You have all these different charges against you, all these different powers, the police, the judges, the court system, the judicial system. All these things are against you. You have no power. What you need is somebody to save you. What you need is the Lord your God to save you. Blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous, a lot of us don't even know who our God is. We don't know who our power is. We don't know the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's like you looking for the best lawyer and you have no idea how to find him. You looking for somebody to fight your court case, somebody to help you win this battle, and you have no idea how to find them. That's blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous. You calling for counsel saying you got these different problems in your court case. We got the solution in the ISUPK for you. We know the best lawyer. We just need you to give us a call. We need you to follow our counsel, follow our instructions. That way the Lord your God can save you. Because that's what we need. We need saving. We need salvation. Let me pull up one more verse in the book of Luke. I think that's Luke chapter 1 and verse 70. It says, this is Luke chapter 1 verse 68. It says, "Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people." It says the Lord God of Israel. You're black, Hispanic, and indigenous. You don't even know you're an Israelite. You don't know who you are. You don't know what nation you come from. And the Bible's saying, "Blessed be the Lord God of Israel." That's the man that'll fight for you. That's the man that can redeem you. To redeem is to purchase you out of this captivity. Verse 69 says, "And hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David." You don't even know which lawyer to look for because you don't know who you are. You don't know that the Most High has raised up a horn of salvation for you, for blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous. You don't know how to get that power on your side. Our whole life, like it said in Deuteronomy, we got blessings and curses set before us. Verse 70 says, "As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began." Verse 71, "That we should be saved from our enemies." That's those police who have 100%. Imagine that number. 100% of corrupt police that have planted drugs on people are black and Hispanic inside of America. That article was 2022. I guarantee those numbers aren't much different in 2026. The people that are wrongfully planting drugs on you are your enemies. It says, and from the hand of all that hate us. For somebody to plant drugs on you to get you wrongfully convicted has to have a special kind of hatred towards you. And that's what we have inside of this place. We have a people that have shown to hate us time and time again. And the only way to receive salvation from our enemies is to get the Most High on our side. All right. Shout out Mynisha. Shout out Ka'ar's Rib. The water for tuning in, sis. Again, shout out to the whole chat. With that said, it's another Monday night history class. Like, share, subscribe. Check out the heavy hitters. They're going live right now. Black Watch, Commanding General Yohana. All right, tune in to Black Watch. Shalom, Israel.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're